an Israeli soldier accused of spying for Iran. In the middle of a war, a shocking breach inside Israel's own ranks. Sensitive military secrets allegedly passed to the enemy. As Shin Bet investigates, one question looms: how deep does this infiltration go? A major internal security breach has emerged in Israel, raising serious questions about the depth of Iranian intelligence penetration during an active war. Jerusalem prosecutors have indicted a young Israeli reservist over alleged contact with an Iranian agent, in what officials describe as a growing pattern of espionage attempts linked to Tehran. According to reporting by the Jerusalem Post, the suspect is accused of maintaining contact with Iranian operatives and transferring sensitive military information, in some cases allegedly in exchange for financial incentives. The case is part of a wider trend that Israeli authorities say has intensified in recent months, with Iranian handlers increasingly targeting Israeli citizens, including active and former military personnel. Investigators allege that the accused had access to sensitive defense-related information and knowingly communicated with hostile intelligence actors. In previous similar cases, suspects have been charged with passing details about air defense systems, military bases, and operational procedures. In one such indictment, a reservist serving in Israel's Iron Dome system was accused of providing classified data, including locations of air defense batteries and Israeli Air Force bases, directly to an Iranian handler. Officials say these interactions were often initiated through online platforms, with Iranian operatives offering money or other incentives to recruit individuals with access to sensitive information. The current case, however, has triggered heightened alarm due to the broader wartime context. Israel is actively engaged in a high-intensity conflict with Iran and its regional allies, making any internal breach potentially far more dangerous. While some circulating claims suggest the transmission of highly specific targeting data, including the locations of advanced US aircraft, these details remain unverified in official indictments and reporting so far. What is clear, however, is the scale of concern within Israeli security circles. Authorities describe the wave of arrests and indictments as one of the most serious Iranian infiltration efforts in years, with multiple cases involving civilians and reservists accused of espionage-related offenses. The Shin Bet, Israel's internal security service, has been leading investigations alongside police units, focusing on identifying recruitment methods, financial trails, and communication networks used by Iranian intelligence. This approach lowers operational risk for Tehran while increasing the potential for disruption within Israeli society and military structures. As the war continues, the implications are significant. An internal security breach during active conflict is not just an intelligence failure, it is a strategic vulnerability. An Israeli reservist has been charged with spying for Iran, passing classified information about the country's air defense system for little more than $1,000 in cryptocurrency. Raz Cohen, aged 26 and a Jerusalem resident, has previously served in a unit responsible for operating the Iron Dome. According to Israeli police and the Shin Bet security service, Cohen was in contact with Iranian intelligence agents for several months, carrying out a series of missions they directed him to perform. In a joint statement following Cohen's arrest, the Israel police and the Shin Bet issued a stark warning to the public.
The Israel police and the Shin Bet once again warned citizens and residents of the State of Israel against having contact with foreign agents from enemy countries or unknown officials. These officials, including intelligence and terrorist agents from enemy countries, continue their efforts to recruit and use Israelis for security, espionage, and terrorist missions in Israel, including during the current war.
Those missions included passing sensitive details about how the interception system operates, the locations of its batteries, names of Israeli security officials, and the whereabouts of military bases. For all of it, He was paid roughly $1,000 in crypto. Cohen was arrested recently, and on March 20th, an indictment was filed at the Jerusalem District Court. He faces charges of assisting the enemy during wartime, transmitting information to the enemy with the intent to harm state security, and contact with a foreign agent. The charge of assisting the enemy during wartime carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment, and in extreme cases the death penalty, though it has almost never been applied in Israel. This is not the first such case. In January 2025, two other reservists, Yuri Ilyaspov and Georgy Andreev, both 21 and from Kiryat Yam, were indicted at the Haifa District Court over alleged ties to an Iranian operative. Ilyaspov, who also served in an Iron Dome battery unit, was charged with aiding the enemy in wartime and aggravated espionage, among other offences. Israeli authorities have repeatedly flagged in recent months that Iran is intensifying efforts to recruit security personnel inside Israel, using financial incentives as bait. The Cohen case, prosecutors say, is a reminder that those efforts are working. In the ongoing 2026 conflict between Iran and Israel, one question keeps coming up. If Israel has one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world, how are Iranian missiles still causing damage? The answer lies in a particular type of weapon Iran has increasingly used in this war: cluster-armed ballistic missiles. Unlike a normal missile that carries a single explosive warhead, a cluster missile works very differently. It acts more like a delivery system. A ballistic missile travels most of its flight as a single large object, but once it reaches a certain altitude, usually around 7 to 10 kilometers above the ground, the warhead opens. Instead of one explosion, dozens of smaller bomblets are released. These bomblets then scatter across a wide area, sometimes covering several kilometers. Iran's missile arsenal includes systems such as the Khorramshahr 4, Gharda, Emad, and Zulfagar. Some of these missiles can carry dozens of bomblets that spread across an area with a radius of several kilometers. Each bomblet may carry only a small amount of explosive, but the real impact comes from the spread. Instead of hitting one target precisely, the weapon saturates a large area. And that creates a serious challenge for missile defense. Israel's air defense network is built as a layered system designed to intercept incoming threats at different stages. At the top of this shield is the Arrow system, designed to intercept long-range ballistic missiles high above the atmosphere. Below that is David's Sling, which targets medium-range missiles and cruise missiles. And closer to the ground is the famous Iron Dome system, built to stop short-range rockets and artillery. Together, these systems have historically achieved very high interception rates. In previous conflicts, Israel has claimed success rates of around 86 to 90%. But cluster warheads exploit a specific weakness in this architecture. These defense systems are designed to destroy large incoming objects, such as a missile body or a warhead. When Arrow intercepts a ballistic missile early enough, the threat is eliminated before it reaches Israel. But if the missile manages to release its bomblets before the interception occurs, the situation changes dramatically. Instead of one target, there are suddenly dozens of smaller objects falling across a wide area. Each bomblet has a much smaller radar signature and travels quickly toward the ground. Tracking and intercepting them individually becomes extremely difficult. Iron Dome, for example, is designed to intercept rockets and shells, not clouds of tiny bomblets spread over kilometers. As a result, even when the parent missile is detected and targeted, some of the submunitions can still fall through the defensive grid. Iran appears to have deliberately used this tactic during the current conflict. Israeli officials estimate that roughly half of the Iranian ballistic missiles fired in the first phase of the war carried cluster warheads. Many of those missiles were aimed at densely populated areas in central Israel, including around Tel Aviv. Even if most of the missiles are intercepted, just a few surviving bomblets can still cause casualties, damage infrastructure, and leave unexploded ordnance behind. Those unexploded bomblets can remain dangerous for days, effectively acting like small landmines. Israel's air defense systems remain highly effective against traditional missile attacks. But cluster warheads change the equation.